Welcome to the final video in the address parsing series. In the last video, we checked over the character flag field and the incomplete data flag field and made corrections where necessary to the full site address. After running this tool for the final time, any corrections we make will be made now to the individual address elements. Here I have the tool all set up to run again. We have our input feature class, sample data process 2. We've identified the site address field that the parse is going to be run over. We've identified the output directory where the new feature class will be created, and we've versioned up our output feature class name to now process 3. We will again keep the parse option selected, which will give us our parsed elements, our address flag fields. This time we will no longer create the error log, but we will select this box down here that creates address field summary tables. Go ahead and click OK to run the tool. Alright, the tool is complete. So again, we will take a look at this newly created feature class in ArcMap for the final time and see if we missed any corrections from the flag fields and determine what manual edits we may need to make. Here is our newly created feature class. So let's take a look at this in ArcMap. The parse error flag field now consists of all zeros, so we know that every address was parsed. The extraneous data flag field is also empty, so we correctly altered those addresses. The character flag field still shows some flags, but we checked those before, and these are all acceptable cases. The incomplete data flag field is now empty because we added the required elements that were missing in the previous parse. So the final method for checking the parse success is to look at the summary tables that were created when we checked the box on the last run of the tool. If you look here in our catalog, you can see the 4 summary tables that were created. One for prefix, one for street name, one for street type, and one for suffix. In this example, we will be focusing on the street name and street type tables. I'm going to go ahead and select those and drag those into ArcMap. The primary purpose of these tables is to allow the person completing the parse to skim through all the domains that exist for a given attribute field and identify if there are any that appear to be incorrect. In the case that the user does find some that are incorrect, they can manually go and make the necessary adjustments to the individual address elements as well as the full site address field. I'm going to open up the street names table now. With just a quick skim, there are 3 names that jump out to me as incomplete. I have them highlighted here: Cripple, Eagle, and Junko. Seeing names that appear partially incomplete can also be a good indicator that they have a missing element, as you can see here with Cripple Creek, Eagle Crest, and Junko Bird. I'm now going to repeat this process looking at the street type table. Here we can see that bird is not a common street type, creek, crest, and R. These are not common street types that you would normally see in addresses. Now that we have identified these, we can go back to the original attribute table for the feature class and sort on the street name. So now, going down the street name field, we can see here Cripple and Cripple Creek. It's clear that this record is missing the street type. So we're going to go ahead, start an editing session, add creek, and and then add the appropriate street type. Continuing down, we here see Eagle and Eagle Crest. Again, this is an instance of the street type not existing in the full address field. We'll go ahead and add Crest into the street name field and Circle into the street type field. As I noted before, make sure to make these corrections to your full address field. Again, continuing down the street name field, we see an instance here with Junco and Junco Bird. We're going to go ahead and add Bird to the street name field and correct the street type. We can go back and look at our street name table and make sure we've corrected everything that we have identified, which we did. So now let's take a final look at the street type field. In some cases, these could have already been corrected depending on what you identified as the problem with the street name field. In our case, Bird, Creek, and Crest have already been taken care of when we identified that they were missing their appropriate street type, so we will unselect those. That leaves us with the remaining record of R. So we'll go back to the feature class attribute table and sort on street type. Slide down until we see the R, and in this case here, it looks like the street type is actually just missing the second character of the full street type abbreviation. So we will go ahead and just add the D to that field, and again make the correction to the full site address field. Save your edits and stop editing. It is also recommended that you follow the same procedure for the other two summary tables that were created for both the prefix and the suffix. Once all of the manual corrections have been made and you can be confident in your final address parsed elements, you can proceed with aggregating your data for the V2 Wisconsin Parcel Initiative data submission. If you have any questions about this process, please contact Codie See or David Vogel at the State Cartographer's Office. Their contact information is available in the description area of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck parsing your addresses.